It's time for health tips. Now here's your host, Dr. Alma Jenkins.
Good evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins, and this is Health Tips. You know, I am so thankful that you tune in to this show so often. I meet many of you on the street or in church or out and about around the city, and you're telling me that you're watching and you're lifting your cans, and I'm just so proud of you. So what I wanted to do tonight is something a little different, but it's the same because we've done salmon before. But I did salmon the other night in a special way, and it was so good. I said, look, I have got to show them how to do this. So this is quick. So just imagine that you got home from work and you're tired, you want to whip up a quick meal, okay? Something quick but nutritious, all right? Now before I get started, let me just still invite you to send me a recipe. If you have a recipe that you think is really good and you want us to try it, send it to me, okay? I'd love to have it. And if you want us to speak at your church or your convention or whatever you're having, I would love to do it. Even a family reunion, and you want to talk about health, you want to talk to your family about healthy things, I'm happy to do that. And the reason is that I want to spread the word that a lot of what we're experiencing as far as health issues are things that we can do something about. You can't change your gender, your race, your ethnicity, but you can manipulate your lifestyle. So anything I can do to spread the word or talk to you about a health issue, I am so happy to do it. Okay? So imagine that you just got home from work, you're tired, you want to eat nutritiously, but you don't want to take all day to do it. So if you've got some salmon, and I did, I had fresh caught salmon in the freezer. I took it out, I thawed it up, I put it in some warm water in the plastic for a little while. It didn't take long, and it thawed right up. You need to have already prepped in your refrigerator some things, like if you have spinach, wash your spinach. I always try to wash my spinach, even though it comes in a bag and they say it's washed, because when I eat spinach and I get that sort of taste in my mouth that is put my teeth on edge a little bit, that makes me think that there's still something on it. I don't know if it's pesticide or what it is, but when I wash it real well, I don't get that taste. So I like to wash my particularly my spinach and my vegetables that are raw like that. So I like using my cast iron skillet. It just cooks things so well and doesn't burn things that easily. Put some olive oil in the pan. Okay, so I'll put some olive oil in here, and then I'm going to squeeze some lemon on this fish. I'm going to turn it over, squeeze some lemon on the other side. Now I found something else. I actually didn't have to. I squeezed lemon on here, but what you can use is something called crystallized lemon. See that? Crystallized lemon. If you don't have a real lemon, you can use crystallized lemon. I'm still going to put a little bit of crystallized lemon on it because last time I fixed it, I just used crystallized lemon and it added so much spice. Now this has been sitting, moisture kind of got to it. When it sits for a while, sometimes it gets a little moist and it sort of lumps up in there. So I'm gonna spray put a little crystallized lemon on there, some garlic, some salt. I use sea salt. You know, I'm a big sea salt fan. And I like ground pepper. Okay. I like to put a lot of pepper in. I just love the taste of pepper. So then you put this in the pan. I do like to have the pan hot enough that it sizzles when it gets in there. Now you can take the other side and fix that. Oh, I forgot to put a little, and I'm not gonna put I'm just going to put crystallized lemon on the other side of it. Okay? And a little ginger. Okay? A little ginger. Excuse me. Might be the pepper. I put some ginger on that. Now, I'm going to turn my owl up a bit because normally you want to put it in there when this is sizzling because you want it to sizzle and get really and start to cooking. Okay, so I'm also going to go ahead and put my mushrooms in here. You know I love mushrooms, don't you? They're nutritious for you too. I like cutting them sort of thin so that they get to, the heat gets to each side of them. Okay. Now when I turn them on the other side, I'll put some salt and pepper on them too. So, I've got it up high, okay? And that's cooking. Now, I don't know about you, but I like any kind of meat. I don't care if it's salmon or whatever. I like it to get nice and done. Not too done. If you cook salmon too long, it dries it out. So you don't really want to do that. Also, you want your mushrooms to, you know. I'm going to put the mushrooms on one side because eventually I'm going to put some lemon on them too. Mushrooms are delicious when they have a little lemon taste in it. Now I'm going to put a little bit more oil on this side for the mushrooms. And a little bit over here too. Okay, so that is sizzling and looking good. I'm going to go ahead and put some lemon juice on my mushrooms. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little salt and pepper on my mushrooms. And pepper. And a little garlic powder. Now this is garlic powder, not garlic salt. Look at that. Doesn't that look inviting? I have an old you know what you call this thing, to turn this with. Spatula. My producer's trying to help me, and I appreciate that. Now I'm going to turn these mushrooms over a little bit. I love them when they get brown, look like they're hitting the heat. And I usually punch a little bit into my salmon so it'll get nice and done. Now if you feel like things are getting hot a little too much, you can always take it off the heat a little bit. Now what I do is I add some rice vinegar and turn it down a little bit. I've added rice vinegar to it. And what I'm going to do is put a top on it. Add just a little bit of water. I've taken it off the heat now, okay? So while that's simmering, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do lift some cans, okay? 1, 2, 3, and 1. And 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12, 13, and 14, 15, and 16, 17, and 18, 19, and 22, 3, 4. I love that. Let's see what we got here. See what the other side is looking like. Oh yeah, look at that. That's looking good there. And you know, that's pretty, for some people, that's done enough. I like it a little more done, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the mushrooms out because they're ready. The mushrooms are definitely ready. So see, you can put that in there. Look at those. I love those. Now, because I want the inside to get just a little bit more done, and I don't have any more rice vinegar, I'm just gonna let that steam a little bit on itself some. I'm just gonna let that steam on itself for another 5 minutes. I do have a teeny bit left, just a little spark. I'm gonna let that just simmer there for a minute, okay? And let's lift some more cans. Let me taste the mushrooms. Let me tell you, if you like mushrooms, you're gonna love that. You will love it. All right. 1 and 2. Come on, this is good for those arms. Don't you want arms like Michelle Obama? Nice, strong, toned arms. You know, and then you start marching. Tone those thighs up some. You know, some of us have those thunder thighs. You know what I'm talking about. Thunder thighs. You're gonna want to lose some of that. Yeah. You don't really realize it until you go try some clothes on in the store. You ever go back there and try those clothes on and then you see just how much weight you've gained? That stuff sticks to you. Oh. Okay. So let's see. I really think that now, you know, you can always taste a piece while it's in the water. While it's in the pan. Look at that. Doesn't that look luscious right there? I'm just gonna, let me tell you something. That is delicious. Now that's probably just right. It's not too, and then you can take some of this juice and put over it too. You know? Because that's got some of that vinegar. You know, I would just pour it right over it. Like so. And then, to keep from messing up a lot of dishes, I would just go ahead and use this same pan. Just wipe it out real good. Okay? I'm going to use this same pan and do my vegetables. Okay? We don't have a whole lot of dishes to wash or whatever. So, I'm going to go ahead and put some more oil here. We're almost out of it, aren't we? I want to use all of it though. I want to use it all. So that's good. And I've already washed my my spinach. Okay, I'm gonna let this oil get a little bit warmer. But we're gonna put this in, we're gonna put some lemon juice in with that, and then we're gonna saute these mushrooms. This spinach. I'm not gonna do all of it, that's just prepped and ready. But you'll see how much this all melts down. Pepper. A little lemon juice. You might want to take the seeds out of the lemon too, if you can remember to do that, because then that just keeps you from, you know, biting up on the seed. You can go ahead and take the seed out. I didn't do that. But you're gonna bite up on a seed in there and some salt. There's another seed there. You know, it doesn't take but a minute for this to just whittle down to nothing. Depends on how much you want to whittle your spinach down. To me, I think that's pretty good right there. It's not too wilted. Okay. And then last but not least, what I happen to have was some sweet potato fries in the refrigerator. So what I do is I take some paper towel and I wet the paper towel and I put it right in here with that. And this is microwave safe. Pop it in here for, let me say a minute, and let me just take a look at it after a minute, okay? So then I look at my food here. I like putting the mushrooms on top of the salmon. It's just so nice. Okay. That already looks very appetizing. Now, if you're a careful cook, you're going to want to kind of clean up as you go. You don't want to have a whole lot of stuff in the kitchen looking all dirty and stuff when you're cooking. So I like just kind of wiping up as I go. All this is going back in the cabinet. So everything that's got to go back, there's still a little bit of oil in one of those. Okay. Let me see what we have. That's been in there for 1 minute. And actually, those fries they really are ready. They're kind of, you know, depends on how much you want of fries in your pan. I don't want all that, so I'm gonna put some of them back. Okay. Be careful, don't burn yourself. All right. So look what we have, and let me see, that took not long at all. We have 8 minutes left. So, you know, we've taken less than 24 minutes. But this is what you have. You have spinach, which is very good for you. It's a superfood. You have the salmon here that is layered with some mushroom, and I'm going to taste it right now. A piece of salmon and a piece of mushroom. Let me tell you, that tastes like something you would get in a restaurant, a high-end restaurant, because that is so delicious. And when I put the rice vinegar in there and let it simmer in it, it just drew in the flavors. It just went into the salmon and gives it a more seasoned taste. And what you don't want to do is get it too done so that it's dry. This isn't. Look at that. See how the flesh looks on that? It's not too dry. So, you know, you can salt and pepper that to your taste. But, you know, I've already had dinner. So I'm going to wrap that up, and that's going to be my Sunday dinner right there. And it's a nutritious meal. Sweet potatoes are very nutritious. And notice I didn't fry them. I just put them in the microwave. Let me see how this came out, you know, that I put it in for a minute. They're good. They're delicious. Now, if you want to put ketchup on your sweet potato fries, you can. I try to avoid putting salt on it if possible, because you want to use less salt and consume less sugar. So I didn't put any salt on that. And let's taste the greens. I didn't taste that. The lemon juice is really what brought that alive. Lemon juice, garlic powder, salt, and pepper with the olive oil. Very delicious. And you've got a meal. You've got a nutritious meal right there. Okay? I want you to try that. It's quick. It's only good, though. It's only going to be quick if you've got your stuff ready. You know, prep your veggies and put them away. If you prep your spinach, then go ahead and put it in a plastic bag and put it in the refrigerator. It's ready for you to use. Sweet potato fries, you don't have to do anything with that. Just take it out of the freezer and pop it in the microwave. And the salmon, you know, it only takes a few minutes for that to thaw, so you don't really have to take it out overnight or anything like that. I just took it out of the freezer, put it in some warm water for a few minutes, and it was thawed enough for me to go ahead and saute the salmon. So I think you'll really like this. And as far as the mushrooms, you know, remember I cooked that in the same pan that I was fixing the salmon in. So I only used one dish to cook with. And another one I did use for the microwave, but as far as a frying pan or something, only one. So that makes it nice. You're not using a lot of dishes. So try this dish and tell me what you think. You can eat a lot of spinach at one time because it wilts into almost nothing. You know that. But spinach is extremely good for you. So I want to know that more of you are eating spinach, kale, that's another superfood. Collard greens are great for you. You know, a lot of us love collard greens. So while we have about 4 minutes or so left, we're going to do some exercise. So would you get your cans out? Let's do that. Let's do some marching first of all, okay? And I'm so excited that I've already cooked my dinner for tomorrow. Now, in addition to that, what I need is a nice tall glass of water, and drink plenty of water, okay? A lot of you are not accustomed to drinking water with your meal. You are more accustomed to a soda or something like that, or tea or something. In fact, it's nice if you can just eat and then do your drinking maybe later. But most of us want to have something to drink along with what we're eating and that sort of thing, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, ready, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5. Swing those arms, that's moving calories. 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna put my legs apart a little bit, and I'm gonna just move. I'm just gonna twist a little bit with the cans in my hand. And I'm gonna close my microwave. Twist, and twist, and twist, and twist, and twist. How about that? Okay? That's, you know, we're just really kind of stretching a little bit more than anything. We're gonna go this way and stretch. And this way and stretch. You know, if you haven't done this in a while, it really feels good. It does. There we go. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. Okay? That is so great. Now we only have about 2 minutes. So for those of you that are just tuning in, I'm sorry. Tune in earlier next time if you can. But we did salmon, and we've done salmon before, but I think the twist this time is I added some, I did some rice vinegar, And I also put some mushrooms on top of it. And then I sauteed the spinach, and I used lemon juice, salt, pepper, okay? And then we did the potato fries. Now you can cut the potatoes up yourself and do it, or you can just buy the potato fries, which, you know, really all you have to do is kind of heat them up, so to speak. So I put those in the microwave and got them warm. And actually, let me taste another one of them. You know, I might want to cook that a little bit more. Some people like it more crispy, in which case you don't have to cover it up. So I covered it up, and they're really not done. They're not as done as they could be, but I like them a little crispy. So, and it's just a potato. You can eat that raw if you wanted to. All right? So let's go out with a bang. Let's go out exercising. All right? 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. Oh, this is good. 3 and 4. So I mostly just heated the potato rather than really cook them. Okay? But you can let it stay in there long enough to cook, or you can warm them up and then saute them, or you can put them in the oven. You know, there are a lot of things you can do with it. It's really up to you. All right? This feels good, I'm telling you. And I would be proud to know that you're doing these exercises with me. Not just watching what we cook, but you're exercising with me too, okay? And that's so good for you. And 10, 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been such a pleasure to exercise with you tonight and cook this wonderful meal. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins. Good night.